This is where dead satellites meet their maker. Looking for a good site to dump some space junk? Look no farther than Point Nemo. Nations around the world bring down old spacecraft when possible in the most remote place on Earth called Point Nemo. Smaller satellites burn up in the atmosphere upon re-entry, but larger pieces are able to reach Earth's surface. The spacecraft graveyard is around 1,450 nautical miles away from any land. It lies in the South Pacific in a no-man's land between Australia, New Zealand, and South America. This oceanic pole of inaccessibility covers an area around 580 square miles and is home to more than 260 dead spacecraft, mostly Russian. China lost control of its Tiangong-1 space station in March 2016, which is now expected to crash into the Earth by early 2018. Since the Chinese are not in control of the spacecraft, they're currently unsure where pieces of the station will make contact. Experts won't be able to make reliable predictions until days before Tiangong-1 is expected to break up in the atmosphere. It's everywhere. Duck and cover. China's Tiangong-1 space station is set to come crashing into Earth within the next few months. The Tiangong-1 was launched in 2011 as part of China's push to become a space superpower and has been used for manned and unmanned missions. In 2016, Chinese officials confirmed that they lost control of the space station and that it would crash into Earth in 2017 or 2018. Over the past few weeks, the 8.5-ton station has dipped below 300 kilometers in altitude. When the Tiangong-1 was operational, the lab orbited at an altitude of 370 kilometers. Most of the space station is expected to disintegrate in the atmosphere, but experts say some parts weighing up to 100 kilograms could reach the Earth's surface. The lower the altitude, the denser the atmosphere, and the faster the Tiangong-1 will burn up. China's space agency has told the UN it expects the Tiangong-1 to crash between October 2017 and April 2018.
Cassini probe headed for grand finale mission. After 13 years, the end of an era approaches, as NASA's Cassini probe prepares for its last date with Saturn. NASA's Cassini spacecraft is now on course for its last mission that will see it dive and disintegrate into Saturn's atmosphere on Friday. The probe sped around Titan on September 11th in a flyby meant to lower the spacecraft's orbit enough to ensure it will crash into Saturn's atmosphere on September 15th. The main purpose of the mission is to make sure Cassini does not contaminate the moons of Titan or Enceladus, both of which scientists believe could support life, with Earth microbes. Once Cassini enters Saturn's thick atmosphere, it will take approximately 5 to 6 minutes for the probe to fall apart and melt. During its final dive, the craft will be sending data back to Earth in real time for researchers to analyze. Saturn probe enters grand finale. NASA's Cassini spacecraft has begun the final stage of its mission after nearly 20 years traveling in space. The Cassini spacecraft entered its grand finale orbits between Saturn's cloud tops and the planet's rings on April 26, 2017. According to NASA, Cassini survived its first dive between Saturn and its innermost rings, sending back never-before-seen images of the planet's atmosphere, including this hurricane. During the dives, Cassini will measure ice and other content in Saturn's rings and take measurements from the planet's rocky core. Cassini will enter its final orbit on September 15th, in which it is expected to destroy itself by flying directly into Saturn's atmosphere. The Cassini spacecraft was launched in October 1997 from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. It traveled 2.2 billion miles to reach Saturn.